and where your power hand is, the hand that have the most strength. So if it is the right, then you put the left foot forward, bend it, put it in this position, and with the left foot forward, like at the front here, then hold your glass up with the stand like this. Then you stand like this. You see with this, then you keep your balance because this is like the way it is like this. You might wonder why am I standing like this and not this? This is much more important because this will, if I move, it will hold me, and you see I don't have to hold it. So if I'm a left hand, if I'm a left hand, I will stand like this. And like this. It's the same kind of stand, but different.
Yes. So are we going? There you go. It's important that I have him show me how to do the boxing style, right? Earlier, before we came on this after show, I remember telling him I think it's important that we enlist our kids into boxing school. But I would let him to give us a little intro of or the importance of boxing, and then we will kick it off from there. So Mohammed, you might want to have him to say one or two things in that regard.
Yes, for boxing, it is very important as in the aspect of it keeps you focused on your goals and the targets of your life, and it also keeps you busy that you will not have time to do some other irrelevant things. Okay, like for me right now, I'm only focused on my job and my training because the training is so hard that I will not have time after finishing. I will not have time to be going out or to be hanging around. All I was thinking from training, I'm just thinking of going to bed straight because I don't have time. My body won't let me do all of those things. And also for kids, because boxing is another solution in the employment area for the country and the security aspect as well. Because if you have a lot of kids and a lot of youth doing boxing, they will be so focused that they will not have time to be smoking ganja because boxing prohibits you from smoking ganja. Even attire, as you can see, I don't drink attire, I don't smoke cigarette. There are a lot of things that people take normally. If you are doing boxing prohibits you from doing all of those things. So you see that you have a very discipline. It's like a way of discipline. It's a discipline. It disciplines you. It changes your person. And since when I started boxing, there have been a lot of changes in me. I've left a lot of bad habits that I used to do. I've left them. I've just quitted them and tried to focus on my boxing. And I have kids that I train as well. I have some kids that I train with my coach. My coach's name is Malang Danso, and he has helped me in a lot of ways. He's been inspiring me, motivating me, and all that. Because he was the one who trained my mentor, Mohammed Kamara, the guy I mentioned earlier. He was the one who trained him. So my mentor actually directed me to him when he was traveling. When it was his time to travel to Germany, so he directed me to go to his coach, then I can train with him. And since when I went there, I didn't get any single bit of being with him. And since then, my boxing experience and my skill have really fast-tracked because he helped me in a lot of ways. And he's the funniest thing is that he's this person who has never put on gloves to compete in boxing. He's not a boxer.
Wow, that's
he
amazing.
Just trained. He's just like Mourinho. He's just like Mourinho in the football. He just trained to train boxers.
Wow.
That's how he was trained. But he's not a boxer. He's never competed in any boxing tournament or whatever.
That's amazing.
And he's trained very good boxers.
That's
And I have a lot
amazing.
of kids that I train as well, and the kids are well focused. And I would advise the parents as well, if they can find a sport, not just boxing, a sport that they can take their kids to for extra activities after their school, so that they will be focused. That will keep them focused. That will keep the kids focused. So they will not be idling around or be playing games and all those stuff.
That's really good, amazing, Ibrahim.
Yes.
Sirra, I mean, as you know, this show was so interesting. I mean, from the beginning, you're already preparing to be a boxer. I think I also have to join in very soon. But you know, the conversation you had with Ebrima was so inspiring. You know, looking at his journey through up to where he is now. I mean, I was so amazed because of the stories and ups and downs that he goes through. What was your take on that?
Yes, of course, I got inspired as well, and I believe anybody who watched the show would definitely get inspired. But not only are you inspired and stop there, when you're inspired, it should be able to motivate you to get up actually and do something. You look at how he started from Farafenya he talked about, and looking at the place he started or how he started, repeating that again.
Right.
You know, went to school and then the mother passed away, and then luckily he had some sponsors who sponsored him. He further to GCTI and then proceeded to do his international relations, did not stop there, did poetry, did not stop there, you know, is into boxing, did not stop there, but he was also doing security job. And of course you look at some of these things that you know, the stereotyping that comes along when it comes to security job. People would tend to say, I'm not gonna do that job, you know, but like he emphasized that so long the job is paying your bill, it's paying your bills, let me pluralize that you shouldn't say I'm not gonna do that.
Absolutely.
But I always also say that having passion for what you do, regardless of the outcome, regardless of how you perceive the system to be or how the system in reality is, should not also hail you from going from furthering that. The system we also talk about, if we do not get up to change that, it will not change. We are the young person, it is our future, so we shouldn't let the old minds dominate that future. If we can mash together, I always talk about collaboration is important or it's critical, and we have to value that. If we mash as young persons with this sole responsibility of changing the system we talk about, I tell you, the Gambia would be a better place to live in. And he also mentioned the sport thing. You know, sport is important. Boxing, he says, would engage the kids. But he also mentioned that he was into bad habits. But because he knows what he wanted, and he has people who are guiding him, he talked about his coach who is there motivating him. As a parent, it is your sole responsibility to motivate your child. It is, because you will be asked how well you've groomed your children. So
Right.
it's important as a parent that you're there for your children. And you, young person, whom you might believe that your parents weren't there for you, at least you're grown up, you know what is good and what is bad for you. So take up the responsibility, get up and do something, be a mover, a motion changer.
Absolutely.
That's the message I have. And Ebrima, thank you so much. You can see he taught me how to, you know, do some boxing move. I'm not gonna get it now, but in due time,
Yeah.
you know, in due time, Mohammed. I
Just be
think I need
careful
to
with me, eh?
So I'm sure generation next will
Yeah.
definitely be joining the boxing crew.
Absolutely,
So we
someday.
self-defense, it's important.
Yeah,
you know.
someday, yeah.
And we come to the part where I always talk about the feedback.
Yeah.
I think today's session is really, really interesting, and having seen me here trying to do the boxing move alone is enough for you that is watching to give us your feedback, to
Right.
give us your review. Please, I always say this. We might think that we are doing it all. Okay, you see me smiling and I think, oh, you have nailed it. But you who is watching, you would definitely know where I've gone wrong, where
Right.
Mohammed, you know, you think could have improved, or where I
Right.
could have improved, or where
Right.
the whole team could have improved. Please tell us.
Exactly.
Because when you do, only then would we grow. That's the
Exactly.
main aim. We want to grow. But in growing, you learn from your mistakes, and then you work on them, and you're growing. So please, we look forward to receiving your reviews, your feedback. Thank you always for being there. And until we come your way again, it's bye from Mohammed. Bye from Hadi is not here, and the rest of the team who are not in Gambia, and of course from Ebrima, who we have today. Thank you so much, and look forward to seeing you again.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the boxing profit and boxing together, right?
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim and Sirra, for having you both here. It was a pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.